All right, so this is another problem about probabilities. So the problem is about rolling a die. All right, so this is the experiment, and we're gonna roll it twice. All right, and then we're gonna record the outcomes, the first roll, then the second roll. All right, so usually for probability problems, you want to know what is the universal set or the sample space. All right, so this is actually, we know how many. They are 6 by 6, so 36, but actually it's useful for this question to know what are the outcomes, right? So if we imagine here, this is the first roll, this is the second roll, all right, and then we're gonna have 1 through 6 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? And then we can have the same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. So now, really doesn't matter which one first and second, but the outcome can be almost the same. So I'm going to switch it here to first here and second here. All right. So the first outcome, obviously 1 and 1, right? So 1, 1. So this is my first outcome. The second outcome, it can be 1 and 2. That's another possibility, and so forth, right? So you can get 1, 3, and so forth. Now, for the second line, it's going to be 2 for this. So 2 here, and 1 for this, all right? And I think you get the whole idea. So if this one is going to be, it can be 5, 4. For this one, for example, it's going to be 6, 2, and so forth. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the table done, and then I think it's better, right? All right, so what is the first event, which is A, and that will be the sum is greater than 9. All right, so you want to notice here that 9 is not included. So you're looking for the sum. It could be 10, or the sum, it could be 11 or 12. That's the highest we can go with the sum of 6 and 6, right? So the majority, right? So now, looking at 12, we can see 6 and 6 is the only outcome possible. Looking for 11, all right? So how can I get 11? I can get 6 and 5, 5 and 6. There is no other outcome that can get you 11. All right, that's the only two. And looking for 10, 10 would be, it could be 6 and 4, it could be 5 and 5, it could be 4 and 6. All right, there is no other outcomes over here who can give you 10. All right, so looking at A, then the set A would be all these possibilities, which is 4, 6, or 5, 5, or 6, 4, or 5, 6, or 6, 5, or 6 and 6. All right, so counting the number of A, how many outcomes? So every couple of numbers together is one outcome. So this is one outcome, this is another one. If you count, they're going to be 6. All right. Finally, applying the probability formula, so the probability of any event A will be equals to the number of that event A, how many elements in there, divided by the total number of the universal set. All right. Yeah, probably I should have noticed here that the universal set, this one, is all of this together. All right, all the table, and the universal set have a 36 element. So you're going to be equal to 36. All right. So what you're going to do, you're going to just divide 6 by 36. And again, we're going to go back and look how they're going to, how they want the answer. And that's, they are asking you for decimal answer. You're going to just plug it into the calculator, 6 divided by 36. And this should give you 0.166. And if you round it to 2 decimal places, so you want to look at this one and round it, so whenever you round it, it can be 0.17. And that's the answer for the first one. All right, so we're going to move to the second one. So I'm going to have to erase everything in here, right? All right, for the second problem, we are having the B is actually the sum, all right, is not divisible by 6. So this is actually harder to find. The sum is not divisible by 6. So I'm going to move to B prime, which is the complementary. And this is going to be the sum divisible by 6. All right. So what I'm going to be using here is the probability of B is going to be equals to 1 minus the probability of B prime, knowing that B prime is easier to figure out. All right. So what is B prime? So I'm going to open the set. I'm going to go to my table and I'm going to see how can I get divisible by 6. So if it is divisible by 6, so the sum must be either 6 or the sum must be 12. That's the maximum we can get. So the sum 12 is easy to figure out, is 6 and 6. So this is going to be 6, 6. Now for the sum equals to 6, all right, so how can we get 6? We can get 6, for example, 1 and 5, all right. We can get it 2 and 4, we can get it 3 and 3, we can get it 4 and 2, 5 and 1. So all these diagonal over here are going to be the sum of 6. All right, so we just figured out those are the divisible by 6. It's going to be 1, 5, 2, 4, 3, 3, 4, 2, and 5, 1. Okay, so B prime, you're going to be all this together. You're going to be 1, 5, comma, 2, 4, comma, 3, 3, comma, 4, 2, comma, 5, 1, comma, 6, 6. And here we can definitely know what is B prime. So B prime is going to be having 6 elements. And finally, we can figure out what is the probability of B prime. So this is going to be the number in B prime divided by the number of the universal set. And B prime is 6 divided by 36. Now, probably we can determine what's the decimal number, or we can go back really right away here. So we can go to this formula and we write it down. So the probability of B would be equals to 1 minus 6 over 36. Having the calculator, I don't need to do any algebraic calculation. So this simplifies my work. It's going to be 1 minus 6 divided by 36. All right, the calculator will calculate this for you, and this is going to be 0.833. All right, so you round it to 2 decimal places again. It's going to be equals to 0.83. And this is the answer for B. So the first answer was 0.17. And the second one is 0.83. And that's all. All right, I hope this helps.